Hey guys, it has been forever. I know I haven't made a video on this channel in a really long time, but I know you can't blame me, especially if you are a teacher and you taught in this last school year. So I just want to go ahead and update you on some things that has happened in my life, some choices that I've made. And so if you haven't already seen from the title, yes, I have resigned. And honestly, this isn't something that just happened. I actually resigned back in February. So if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't worry, I'll put the handle down below. Go ahead and make sure you do that, because I honestly spend more time on Instagram than I do here on YouTube. But that is going to change. I am no longer going to be the summer YouTuber. I've been on YouTube since about 2015 or 16, I can't even remember, but it was back when people really didn't have all of these setups and cameras and things of that nature. But yes, I am no longer going to be a summer YouTuber. I'm legitimately going to be on here on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so make sure you go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell so when I update my channel with information, you will be alerted. So let's go back to the life change that I've made in my field of occupation. So for those that are new to this channel, my name is Monet and I have been an educator since 2014. I have 7.5 years under my belt, and I usually teach in upper grades, so 3rd through 6th grade was like my niche of a sort. It's just where I was placed. I did all of my years in the state of Georgia, and that is where I currently reside. So going back to February, as many of you know, many counties and districts were in this place of limbo. Like, what do we do? Do we go hybrid? Do we do face-to-face, or do we do 100% online? My county in Atlanta started the school year 100% virtual, and honestly, that's the only way I was able to work and look after my 2 children. Again, if you're new to my channel, I am also a mom. I live the single mom life, okay? 24/7, 365 days of the year. And so had it not been for that option, I would not have been able to be employed and watch my children, because due to COVID, I made the personal decision. I did not want my 2 children in kindergarten and 1st grade to go inside of the physical building. My son has really bad asthma, and my mother, who was staying with me at the time, she is immune compromised, so that was just out of the question. In October, we had a really bad experience with my mom where she got extremely ill. It wasn't COVID, but she had an infection in her blood, and I almost lost my mom. So again, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that information there. So that was really like an eye-opener for me. I came extremely close to that experience, and my heart goes out to anyone that has lost a family member, friend, anyone to COVID, or just anyone in this past year. It's been really hard and difficult, so my heart goes out to you. So given that experience with my mother, who I am a caretaker of, I decided that I need to teach 100% virtual. So in December, literally the last week of school, you know, before the winter break, my district told us that Wednesday that we had 2 days to decide whether we would go back physically inside of the building or whether we wanted to resign, basically go find other employment. They said that they wouldn't allow us to change our position within the county. They wouldn't really allow a lot of movement within the district. It was basically like, are you for us or nah? And so I really literally prayed about it. I sought the counsel of one of the ministers at my church. I talked to my mom about it. I talked to my siblings about it, just like, what should I do? Because I literally felt held at gunpoint, in a sense. Like, do you want to do what you feel you're created to do and that you love to do in a safe manner, or not? Like, that was what was on the table in my mind. I don't know how anybody else took that type of information, but I literally took it like I was being held at gunpoint, because it was such a big decision to make in such a small time frame. So we had to make our decision in 2 days. They told us again on a Wednesday. We had to notify our principal by Friday. I thought about it. I wrestled with it. And the best decision for me at that time, with the information that was on the table, was to not return physically. That was too much, in my opinion, for me to lose than to gain. I feel like I am talented. I'm wonderfully made. I'm not worried about employment, but I was worried about the safety of my children, the safety of myself, and the safety of my mother. So again, this was last December. There was no vaccination. The election was not over in my mind or in my state. So it was a very hectic time. Some people were traveling, and in my mind I also was thinking about how students would be going, you know, maybe to see family, friends, and loved ones. And then I felt as though there would be a spike in January and February just because of the holidays and people trying to like see people that they hadn't seen in a year. So I sent that information to my principal. I told him, should the building reopen and they require teachers to come in person, I would not be able to do so, and I will resign. So the holiday happened. January came. Literally the night before school would reopen, they told us, hey, we're going to continue virtually. And so because they decided to continue virtually, I kept my job basically. And so they did send us a form basically asking for an extension to teach online. You had 30 days to continue teaching virtually. And then after the 30 days, you had to be ready to go back in the building physically. And I thought that was pretty fair. You know, like, you've already told me last minute that I either have to get on board or get off, right? Go in the building, keep your job, or don't go in the building, lose your job. And so in a sense, I felt like it was pretty fair that you gave me 30 days to find other employment. I don't know what anybody else did with those 30 days, but I just was in a soul-seeking place where I was like, what are we going to do? Because you already know you're not going in person, hella high water. So yeah, find another job. So I taught to the best of my ability for the month of January. And then literally at the very end, they were like, hey, it's time to go in. What are you doing? Again, I sent the information to my principal. I also told like my instructional coach and assistant principal, hi, this is my decision. This shouldn't be anything new, considering when you all sent this survey the first time, my answer was a no. And now that you're sending it again, my answer is still a no. Because in my mind, I honestly felt that if I told you before that I wouldn't go in, I'm going to tell you again that I'm not going to go in. So you, just like how I was prepping to find a new occupation, they should have been prepping to find my replacement. That was my mindset. I do want to add that it was an extremely hard decision to make, also because I cared about my students. I feel as though we all got on this boat together at the beginning of the school year. I absolutely loved my school. I loved my 4th grade team. This is the best way for me to put it. I literally have 7.5 years up under my belt, and I've always been departmentalized except for 2 of those years. And so when you're departmentalized, you're on a team, and your team is your support system. They are what help you get through the day structurally, mentally, sometimes spiritually. Like, this is like the second best team I've ever been on. So if any of you all are watching this video, again, my heart and love for you guys have not changed. I express this all the time to them, that I definitely appreciated them. I appreciated their strength, their ability to share tools, their just everything you should have in a team was at this school for me. And so getting to a place where I had a great school, a great administrator, an awesome team. I love my grade chair. It was really hard to leave that. If you're a teacher, you know that's kind of like hit or miss. To be put in a place where I could possibly lose that, it was, again, like another blow. Like, it was a blow because the first blow was when you tell me come in person or resign. That was a blow because I worked extremely hard to be prepared to teach virtually. When they told me back in July that we're going to be virtually, myself and my team, we worked so hard to come up with a schedule, to come up with the right resources, to come up with the right, approach to this. We worked so hard to be successful virtually that by December, when this big emphasis of face-to-face hit, it was, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, a slap. And so February came, I officially resigned. And again, I used those 30 days in January to really figure out where I was going. Where was God taking me next? And so I looked at my strengths, and I also looked at what was in my hands. So to best explain that, I knew that me being a mom wasn't going to change. Me being a caretaker to my mom was not going to change. So one of the biggest decisions that I made, I originally lived in Atlanta. I decided to move to Macon, Georgia, which is Middle Georgia for those that may not know. It's a very small town. To some people it might be big, it's not. But I moved to Macon because my mom resides in Macon. A lot of her doctors are in Macon. And so I felt it would be easiest for her to stay centered and for me and my children to wrap ourselves around her. So glory be to God, we were able to move into my grandmother's house. I literally thought about filming this process. I literally flipped my grandmother's house, me and my sister, to make it the home that we reside in now. It is a family-owned home, so I do not have rent. So God literally took that pressure off of me, given that I was going from employment to non-employment. I needed to know that even with me coming to Macon, I wouldn't be living with my mom. My mom would still have her space, and me and my children would still have our space. So that was safe haven number one, bonus number one of my decision. So I moved to Macon. The second thing that I did, again, looking at my hands, I asked myself, what am I great at? I'm an awesome teacher. I know I'm an awesome teacher. Not even trying to be cocky, but here's the thing. I know my stuff. I've been in the game long enough to be comfortable with curriculum, to be comfortable with students and building relationships, to be who I am. Teaching is a really big part of who I am. I went to school for this. I've gone to PDs and conferences out of my own money for this. I know my skill set. So before COVID, I had a tutoring business. Many of you know I'm a owner of Stepping Stones Teacher Development and Tutoring. That's not a big announcement. It's been around for 2 years. So going into that business full-time instead of part-time is what I focused a lot of my energy on. I also focused on graphic design because in 15, 16, I went into YouTube. You have to start familiarizing yourself with graphic design, videography, and things of that nature. So over the years, I've really sharpened my iron of this skill, and so I decided that I would pursue both tutoring and graphic design full-time, and the clients slowly came in, literally from word of mouth. I have a great system of friends, and a lot of them started to branch out into different businesses as well, and so I partnered with them to build their websites, to help develop their brand, to help them with social media content and planning their social media planners and things of that nature. So that is what I do full time now. So I am in a new chapter of life, and honestly I feel as though it is one of my greatest chapters. I have come into a place where I feel like I've overcome a lot of great things, and had it not been for my strength, I believe a decision of that magnitude and experience of that magnitude, it probably could have broken me, but it didn't. I feel like I rose to the occasion. I looked at the things that were within my hands, that were within me, and I made the best decision I could with the information given for the people that I love, including myself. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that it was either enlightening or inspiring, maybe even both for some of you. To all the teachers that finish the school year strong, great, awesome, you rock, literally, you rock, right? Those that are still wrapping up, guys, you're almost at the finish line. This summer, I hope you guys get restoration, and I also hope that you tune in on Tuesdays and Thursdays as I share teacher tips, teacher resources, and even some information for parents. So if you're also a parent like myself, definitely make sure you stay tuned to this channel. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. And I already know I'm going to get some encouraging comments below. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I look forward to sharing the rest of my journey with you. Thank you for watching. Bye.